When the 2010-2011 season ended for San Pedro High School girls basketball, the Lady Pirates only managed to win one game. In came a budding freshman the very next year in Rita Fiorenza. Lady Pirate Hoops was back and no longer a pushover. In 2016, San Pedro ended a 25-year losing streak to CIF-Los City section perennial power Northern of Harbor City. Kevin Simpson took over as coach in the 2019-2020 season, and in year 4, the 2022-2023 Lady Pirates became the proverbial mold breakers. After starting the season 1-5, San Pedro gradually got better and the wins started to pile up, including posting a rare season sweep of Narbonne and Moraine League competition. The rest of the league could not keep up with the motivated and surging Pirates, as they steamrolled their way to a 10-0 Moraine League season, clinching their first league crown since 1986. Ironically enough, that was the last time San Pedro won a CIF Los Angeles City section title, and the Pirates looked to change that, making some noise as the top seed of the Division II playoffs. After receiving a bye into the second round, San Pedro picked up right where they left off against visiting Roosevelt of Los Angeles. Two-time All-City point guard junior Noelani Reagans was scintillating, scoring a game-high 26 points, empowering San Pedro to a 70-48 victory over the Rough Riders. In the quarterfinals, the Lady Pirates once again were engaged in battle with Marine League rival Carson. It was the third meeting between the two after San Pedro swept the two league meetings. Complementing Reagan's 23 points is another returning All-City junior guard in Shalia Coleman, who poured in 17 points for herself, willing the Lady Pirates to a 69-62 triumph over the Colts. Then in the semifinals, the Lady Pirates did just enough down the stretch to outlast Bravo Medical Magnet 50-39, propelling San Pedro into the Division II championship game right back at Venice High School against the Chatsworth Chancellors, the second seed of Division II, looking to redeem themselves from losing the 2022 final. San Pedro's primary objective was to get ahead as quickly as possible, and once the game tipped off, it was junior forward Maya Woolridge who set the tone. The Lady Pirates trailed 10-9 at the end of quarter number 1, but on this offensive rebound putback by senior Keloa Tawala, the Lady Pirates were off and running again, taking a 21-14 lead into the halftime locker room. San Pedro led by 14 at one point in the third quarter before the lead dwindled down to 1, and trouble began to mount for San Pedro in the fourth, as Coleman scored the last of her 17 points before she and Woolridge fouled out. After being held to just 4 points in the first 3 quarters, Reagans would be shackled no longer once crunch time ensued. Her three-pointer and ensuing 2 free throws in the final 20 seconds forced a deadlock at 43 with the Chancellors, setting the stage for overtime with the championship on the line. From this point going forward, everybody knew that when San Pedro was on offense, that the ball was going to Reagans, and Chatsworth was deemed helpless to stop her, as the bank was open on this go-ahead triple, putting San Pedro ahead 50-48 with just over a minute to play. Then a timely steal by junior Natalia Garcia led to Reagans feeding senior Jalea Robertson for San Pedro's final 2 points of the day. And with that, nearly 4 decades of winning between championships was over. It was the narrowest of margins that went the extra mile, but San Pedro girls basketball edged Chatsworth 52-51. Reagans finished with 17 points, scoring 13 of them in the fourth quarter and overtime, earning her a very respectable MVP chant. Because of becoming CIF champions for the first time in 37 years, more potential history was waiting in the wings for the Lady Pirates as they earned the number 2 seed of the CIF Southern California Regional Division V playoffs, where San Pedro carried a 12-game winning streak back to their humble abode. For the first time in 8 years, San Pedro girls basketball participated in the Southern California Regionals. And for the first time ever, they got to host a regional first-round game, and they had every reason in the world to be confident, only dropping one game at home going into this first-round matchup against Riverside Prep from the CIF Southern section. Once the opening tip commenced, it was Riverside Prep that got off to the early hot start, leading 6-2. But the Lady Pirates remained steadfast in their approach to playing basketball, paced by Woolridge, who scored 8 first-quarter points. Also providing the early hot hand in the post was senior All-Marine League forward Alicia Feisel. San Pedro continued to look to her when the Pirates needed points, and every time they called her name, she delivered. The Knights seemingly had no answer for Pfizer's backdoor cuts, and then they got completely demoralized at the end of the period on this sensational step-back three-pointer from Reagan's, giving San Pedro a 20-10 first-quarter advantage. Once the second quarter started, it was Coleman's time to step up to the forefront, as she put in her first 2 points of the game on this tough mid-range shot. Coleman also ignited the spark on the defensive end of things with this emphatic chase-down rejection. Despite the exploits of the two-time All-City Division II selection, the Knights clawed their way back and only trailed San Pedro 32-27 at halftime. In what proved to be a defensive-minded third quarter, Coleman carried the load for the Lady Pirates, scoring 7 of the 10 points San Pedro needed to still maintain a modest lead by quarter's end. Fourth quarter time is always winning time, as San Pedro proved that in their Division II City Section Championship win over Chatsworth, and once again, the fourth quarter maven was Reagan's, as she got it done defensively to pace the Lady Pirates' stifling full-court pressure defensive assaults, which proved to be too much for the Knights. Reagan's finished with a game-high 20 points, while also piling up 6 rebounds and 6 steals. Coleman was also outstanding, scoring 15 points, while Woolridge finished with 13 points herself, as Tuesday, February 28, 2023, became even more history, as San Pedro High girls basketball won their first ever CIF Southern California Regional playoff event, defeating Riverside Prep 56-41. 2 days later, on Thursday, March 2nd, in the Division V SoCal Regional quarterfinals, the Pirates wanted to prove to themselves and Laguna Beach that they were far from satisfied. The Lady Pirates had a go-to-war mindset whenever they stepped foot on their home floor, and early on against Laguna Beach, it was Woolridge who was dropping bombs. On a critical inbounds play, Woolridge drilled her second triple from the left corner to make the Breakers pay for leaving her open. In what was a nip-and-tuck first 8 minutes, San Pedro held a 14-12 lead going into the second quarter. Woolridge's 8-point first-quarter barrage was matched in the second by San Pedro's first ever 3-time All-City girls basketball selection in Reagan's. Reagan's sharp eye from long range powered her to 13 first-half points, 1 point behind Woolridge, who scored 14. Even though Coleman didn't score in the first half, she still made a huge impact on defense with yet another chase-down block. Looking for more offensive balance and stability, Robertson was brought in off the bench, and she responded in kind with this twisting three, rewarding herself after getting an offensive rebound. Coleman quickly earned herself a reputation as San Pedro's defensive landlord, and in the closing seconds of the second quarter, rent was far overdue for Laguna Beach. Those two devastating denials propelled San Pedro into a 31-23 halftime advantage over the Breakers, and San Pedro looked to keep the pressure on once the third quarter got underway. Taking matters into her own hands was Coleman, as this sensational steal and some nifty footwork led to this sweet reverse layup, powering San Pedro to a sizable lead. Laguna Beach didn't crack and cut San Pedro's lead down to 7 before this sequence in the final 2 minutes proved to be catastrophic for the Breakers. Coleman's triple put San Pedro's lead back up to 10, and after this steal from behind by Reagans, she stretched the lead even further with her 4th trifecta of the contest. It only managed to get worse for Laguna Beach as they threw the ball away. San Pedro's defensive pressure led to another basket for Coleman, giving her 9 points in the period and San Pedro a 15-point lead. The Breakers were completely broken as San Pedro carried a 49-34 edge into the final 8 minutes of action. Fittingly, it was the Marine League and CIF Los Angeles City Section Division II Player of the Year that put on the finishing touches. Reagans' 5th triple of the night powered her to 23 points, and San Pedro went on to defeat Laguna Hills 62-43, putting them in the CIF Southern California Regional Division V semifinals, where they earned yet another game at home. Saturday, March 4th, 2023, turned out to be a tantalizing confrontation, with CIF Southern Section Division V Single-A runner-up St. Monica Prep of Santa Monica. Much like earlier matchups in the postseason, San Pedro struggled to find their rhythm offensively as they trailed 18-7 to St. Monica at the end of the first quarter. Slowly trying to find their niche on the offensive end, San Pedro never panicked, and their defensive intensity somehow kept them within striking distance, only trailing St. Monica 23-15 at halftime. When the Mariners committed a hard foul that temporarily forced Woolridge out of the game, the Lady Pirates were in desperate need of a hero. Stepping up to the plate was freshman guard Madison Adrid. Subbing in for Woolridge, Adrid calmly and coolly sank both free throws, and San Pedro officially began their comeback mission. The Lady Pirates' first assignment was to make clutch stops whenever they needed them, and it was proven to be straightforward, evidenced by this charging foul drawn by Coleman. San Pedro's second phase of their comeback mission was to always stay positive and keep battling, even when you're drawing contact, as this outstanding and one finish by Pfizer shaved St. Monica's lead from 12 all the way down to 1. For the second straight regional game, Coleman turned it up on both ends of the court as she scored 9 points in the period once again, as this and one finish put San Pedro ahead for the first time all night. San Pedro was able to take a 33-32 edge into the final frame. Fortunately for the Lady Pirates, they have a clutch maven like Reagans on their side, as she scored 10 points in the fourth quarter, finishing with 20 for the game. And she was doing it in every conceivable way possible. In the final 90 seconds of the contest, Reagans turned the spotlight over to Adrid, as this long-range deuce put the Lady Pirates ahead by 4. St. Monica refused to wilt and managed to even things up at 51, but in the final 10 seconds, Adrid and Pirate pride was not to be denied. It was by far the most thrilling of San Pedro's 15 consecutive victories to close out the 2023 season, as they came up one game short of reaching the Division V state championship game with a 51-43 regional final loss to Marina of Huntington Beach. It was a remarkable ride for the Lady Pirates as they finished 24-9 as CIF Los Angeles City Section Division II and Marine League champions.